Expect the best used car deals guaranteed. Visit arnoldclark.com.
Welcome to Peter and Ruffy's Football Show. It's Monday. I'm Peter Martin. Thank you very much for joining us on the programme tonight. It's a triple whammy. We've got Alan Rough, we've got former Celtic striker Joe Miller, and of course the former Rangers captain Barry Ferguson to discuss the Old Firm game and others as well. 2-1 win for Celtic, 13 points clear at the top of the table. Alan Rough, were they winners?
Yeah, I think so in the end, but I think Rangers will be disappointed. They had a chance late on in the game that they might have got something out of the game, but I think for the first 45 minutes I think Celtic dominated the game completely, and Alan McGregor came up with the usual 2 or 3 important saves. But there was a spell in the second half, obviously, when Rangers got the goal. You have to give them credit, being down to 10 men. I think they did dominate the second half for maybe 20 minutes, but again, that killer touch at the end just done them in.
There's no doubt about the main talking point, which is Alfredo Morelos. It's another red card. It's 17 yellow and 5 reds for Morelos, albeit 2 of them rescinded. Barry, what's your take on his disciplinary situation, and also the fact that here is a man that doesn't seem to get the message?
Yeah, and listen, in the past I've supported him or backed him, whatever way you want to put it. But it comes to a point, Peter, where you can't keep letting your teammates down like that. Look, people are going to have a nibble at him. He needs to realise that, because the boy is a good player. But sometimes you've got to walk away, and he's got to need to learn a lesson, and quickly. But I don't know if he can now. What
if you're the captain in there, though? What do you say at the end of the game when you've lost a crucial game?
I'm going through him. Listen, it can happen 1, 2, 3 times, but this is happening far too often for me. So I would expect some of the guys in that dressing room to be having a right go at him. But I don't know if that's going to happen. I can only look at maybe one player, Alan McGregor, who's got the experience. I don't know what to say to him. But if I'm one of his teammates, I'm not happy.
Over and above that, the manager certainly wasn't happy at the red.
I think I've gone above and beyond for Alfredo. I'll continue to protect him, support him and love him as the player and the person he is, but I've got to draw the line under it now, and he'll be punished internally. I'm going to recommend to the board he's fined a week's wages, and I'll also recommend that fine should go to the supporters that came today. Because they're the ones who'll suffer from his lack of discipline, and also his teammates as well. But the money's no use to the teammates, it's more use to the supporters, so that's what I'll recommend, and we'll see what happens from there.
Games without him now, Barry. Andy Halliday picked up a yellow card as well, and there could be some retrospective action for Ryan Kent. That's a body blow going into the final games of the season.
Yeah, well, Morelos has been Rangers' top man this season. He's going to miss the next 4 games, as you pointed out. So, again, that's what I go back to. He's letting his teammates down. Obviously, Kent, with the situation that happened with Brown, I don't think he's going to get away with that. And he's a big player for Rangers. So, Rangers are going into an important stage of the season where they need to really cement that second place, and you're going to be missing, for me, 2 of your best players.
Yeah, Joe, Scott Brown was at the centre of everything controversial in the game. Is he being targeted after the event wrongly in your mind? Because quite simply, he was there to try and guide Celtic to the victory, which he managed to do, but he was involved in every altercation, baiting the Rangers players, goading them, taunting them at every opportunity he could.
I think that's what he's there to do. He's there to be a leader on the park, and he's took advantage of a situation there where Morelos has got that history of being petulant, and that's all it was. It was petulant, lashing out, and he's capitalised on it. So he's done what he's set out to do. Maybe even before the game they've even discussed it. He knew what he was doing, but it's down to Morelos to be a bigger player and just, you know, ignore anything like that. But he doesn't seem to manage to do that. But I think Brown's went about his business in the right way. Captain the side. He had a great game yesterday, I thought. And I thought, you know, when the team was tired, he's the one that kept going yesterday when they went down to 10 men. When Boyata went off, I thought he had a great game.
Yeah, Neil Lennon certainly was quick to defend his captain.
Not from us. Not from us. I mean, Brownie gets elbowed and then he gets punched in the face or pushed in the face. You know, it's disgraceful. And you can't put the two in the one basket. Our players kept their discipline very well. And really, Rangers should have been down to 9 men rather than 10.
And once it got to the end of the game as well, you're always going to get, the one team celebrating, the other one just trying to get off the park. It almost ended up in a full scaler, a few players scuffling at the end, some not happy that Scott Brown was celebrating in front of the Rangers fans. One of them not happy was the Rangers manager, Stephen Gerrard.
It's frustrating that a game we go to 10 men. Obviously the holiday situation doesn't affect us in terms of the game. It'll affect us in the future. But I feel for Andy because Celtic are well within the rights to celebrate. Of course, they've won a big game, they've stretched the lead. We celebrated when we won the last Old Firm, so you're well within your rights to celebrate. But I can't understand why a guy decides to celebrate 10 yards away from 2% Rangers fans rather than 98% of his own support. So Andy's going in to protect his own people. I probably would have done that one myself.
My take on this, Barry, is he comes in for a fair bit of stick. He got a fair bit of stick that he had to take when Rangers won at Ibrox. He handed it out, tenfold in the game yesterday. I'm not keen on him celebrating in front of the opposition fans, but that apart, he was absolutely the driving force in that match. Are you that type of person as well? Do you know exactly where he's coming from as a captain?
Yeah, I know what he's doing on the park. I mean, I've done it myself. Plenty of times when I was playing against people, I knew that if I could wind them up, I maybe get them booked a reaction to get them sent off. That's part and parcel of the game. And when that's where I'm saying to Morelos and Kent, they've got to try and rise above it. I know it's difficult at times, but that's what Scott Brown does. He tries to wind people up and get a reaction, and he got that reaction off them. Regarding going to the fans, I done it myself, but I made sure I was 30-40 yards away instead of 10 yards. But listen, you win the game, go and celebrate with your own fans. I'm fine with that. Just when you're going over, I don't know, I never really seen it, but they're saying he was 10 yards away. Better just go on. You've won the game of football. Go and celebrate with your own people. Yeah, Joe, you've done it yourself in a cup final of all places too. Are we maybe trying to put footballers onto a level that they're just not capable of? Or maybe some people don't understand what the game's all about when they're writing about it and asking everybody to act as if there's no passion?
I'm just surprised at some of the ex-players that have commented on it and they don't like the reaction of it. They've done it themselves. I've done it, and Barry's done it. It's just one of those things when you're in the heat of the moment, you'll run over to your own fans if they're nearer, whatever. But sometimes if you've got the chance to run over to the opposition, maybe just kind of show it, because at some point they might have been giving you stick for 45 minutes or something like that, or in the press or wherever you go, and sometimes you just give a wee wave out to them. But every player's done it in the past. I've seen it. You can go look back to all the good strikers that played at Rangers as well. They've had a cheeky wee wave out to the Celtic fans. And, it's just part and parcel of the game, but I think everybody's overreacting. I think, what harm is it?
Yeah.
What harm is it?
Yeah, I take your point. The only thing is sometimes there's always the odd person who's not really in control of their faculties who can cause all sorts of mayhem. Ruffy, over and above that, he's got one hurdle in the Scottish Cup semi-final against Aberdeen. If he wins the treble, he'd be hard pushed not to give Lennon the job.
Yeah, I think so as well. And I've said this on numerous occasions. The fans love him. The fans love what they get. They're charging down when he scores a goal. He loves being in it. He loves celebrating with him, and that's what supporters like. They like a manager who they can relate to. I would think that he's a given to get that.
Okay, you can give us your view on social media, on YouTube, on Twitter, on Facebook as well. Celtic against Rangers is one match. There were indeed other matches. We will be discussing them, but as ever at the start of the week, here's a look at our quiz question. I'm not quite sure how we fared, Barry, in our predictor at the weekend, but I know Ruffy had a really good weekend. Maybe not enough as far as trying to catch you before the end of the season, although as you can see by our predictions here, I'm just forging further and further ahead, Joe. We know where we're going to the restaurant. We know that there's going to be a really good bottle of wine for the loser to pay and the meal as well. The only thing is, Ruffy, do you feel as if, you know, with your 11 points that you got at the weekend, that Ferguson is catchable?
Yeah, well, there's always hope. You know, you've got to keep. There's big games at this midweek coming up, fast and furious at the end of the season. So yeah, if I just keep ticking away there and taking the points off one by one, it's better looking 15 points than it was 25 a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, absolutely. Barry, any kind of sweat from you on this one?
I've had a couple of bad weekends, but I'll come back strong. I feel that Ruffy's no chance of catching me.
Well, yeah, there's a confident one, Joe. I wish that we could invite you, but that means that it's a lesser bottle of wine split between four, so there's no point. You're no going. But over and above that, Joe, trying to predict games, Aberdeen, I mean, honestly, at Tynecastle, you're thinking, the boy McLennan looked as if he was in top form. He scored, but suddenly Hearts come back into it. Fair play to Craig Levine's men. You know, they watched Hibs win on the Friday and they go back over them again by beating Aberdeen.
Yeah, they were, you know, Hearts were going through a wee patchy time there a few weeks ago, and they might be hitting form at the right time, but Dennis McInnes must be shaking his head sometimes that he feels as if he's got things wrapped up and all of a sudden he's got a sucker puncture against them. I think Aberdeen will still come strong. I mean, it's going to be interesting with this split. You know, Kilmarnock, Hearts, Aberdeen, even Hibs. Everyone's going to be a battle to try and get second or third place.
Do you think second's still up for grabs for Aberdeen?
I do.
Yeah?
I do. I just need to see how Rangers react. You know, I think Morelos will be a miss for them. But, you know, they've done well without him at times, but he will be a miss. He's a goal scorer, and that's what Rangers need. Yeah,
significantly, Ruffy, you know, there was the perfect chance for them to close the gap on Rangers. That would have made it really interesting.
Yeah, you can see by Derek's face, you know, that second goal was just a joke. You know, you've got Scottish internationals in there and a really experienced centre-half, and the two of them just couldn't deal with it at all. And that would be the thing that disappointed. They've been happy with one each, you know, after the performance of the second half. But it's the inconsistency this year at Aberdeen. I'm sure he doesn't know what he's going to get at any given game.
And what about the Hibbies? I mean, Livingston, never an easy place to go, but again, Hanlon and a lovely goal from Stevie Mallon.
Yeah, on a good run just now. The manager will be pleased with the performances. The guys that have come in, you know, obviously the boy up front's looking a lot sharper since he got the Scotland call-up, you know, so yeah, it'll be a massive big game when it comes up.
It's amazing, apart from that terrible run, you just wonder where Kilmarnock could have ended up if they hadn't been on that terrible run when they had something like no wins in 9, Barry. Suddenly they've just started to come to the boil again. It absolutely trounced Hamilton Accies.
Yeah, look, they went through a sticky patch, but I've seen some of their games still, they were putting in some good performances. I just don't think they were getting that slice of luck. But the game on Saturday against Hamilton absolutely battered them, and they deserved the 3 points.
And Daniel Bachman looks as if he's interesting at Rangers. They've already got Jordan Jones coming, but Bachman as a goalkeeper, would he be a number 2 in your mind? You know, because Alan McGregor's, for me, been the top man this season.
Yeah, Alan McGregor's always going to be number 1 while he's at Rangers. There's no doubt in my mind. I think Wes Forum will leave to go and start playing. I don't know if your man will want to go and be second choice, because he's playing week in, week out at Kilmarnock. He's producing some great performances, but listen, when a big club comes calling, you've got to really consider it.
Yeah, Joe, picking any one of three who are going to be relegated, then the playoff place is proving to be ever difficult. St Mirren suddenly come up with a 2-1 win over Dundee.
Yeah.
I mean, Dundee had countless chances in the game, but the Saints, to their credit, get the 2-1 win.
Yeah, I think Dundee are really struggling now. They had great opportunities, as you say, but I think they're really struggling. They're going to find it difficult with the split. It's the top six and the bottom six. It's going to be difficult everybody's got to take points off each other. So there's got to be a big say in that.
Who have you got as the bottom three then? Who's getting relegated?
I think Dundee will get relegated.
And playoff place?
St Mirren.
St Mirren, okay. Ruffy, it changes week in, week out.
No, obviously with that performance at Hamilton at the weekend, I think they'll get dragged back into it again. I really do. They've too many heavy defeats, particularly with crucial games coming up. But I think we've all said all along, it's the split. It just shows you how important you get the 3 games at home and 2 away. But when you come to play each other and you string 2 wins in that split, it could just take you out of trouble.
Yeah, who's your bottom 2 then? Have you changed your mind again?
No, my bottom 2. I'm losing faith in Dundee now. I've been saying they're going to drag themselves away from it. So I'm going to go St Mirren and Hamilton.
St Mirren and Hamilton. I'm swaying with you on that, Ruffy. I'm going to go St Mirren and Hamilton. What about yourself, Barry?
I'm going to go St Mirren, Dundee in the playoffs. I think Hamilton always pull out some big results every now and then. You've seen it a couple of weeks ago against Hearts. But look, it'll be exciting when this split happens because a lot of big games. It'll be squeaky bum time for a lot of the players and the teams.
Yeah, Joe, as ever, only happens in Scotland. We're the only country that obviously wants to try and avoid any kind of title-winning party between the top 2. So suddenly we get to a split in the next couple of weeks where everybody's waiting and wondering to see when Rangers will have that last home game against Celtic. Will it be match day 1 after the split or possibly 2? I think the way things are looking, it could be the second game.
Yeah, and it's going to be really important to Rangers. I think it doesn't matter to Celtic. I think they're comfortable now, and I think it's going to matter to Rangers. If Aberdeen start to get their act together, everybody's going to be have a part to play in who gets second, but it's Aberdeen or Rangers.
Ruffy?
Yeah, if I was in the Celtic camp, I'd want to win it at home. I'd want to win it when your supporters are there, the bulkier supporters. Obviously, with them being restricted, they've been at Ibrox. So I think celebrating at home is what it's all about.
Yeah, I'm still not happy about it, still bleating on about it, Barry, but surely they're going to get together over the summer and change this small amount of away supporters at both Ibrox and Celtic Park. I just thought, on Sunday it spoiled it with only 800 Rangers fans there, and equally so at Ibrox. Yeah,
it kills the atmosphere. Look, I mean, when I played at Rangers at Ibrox, you had 8,000-9,000 Celtic fans. The atmosphere is amazing, and the same at Celtic Park when you've got 8,000 or 9,000 Rangers fans there and the rest Celtic. For me, they've got to get together, knock their heads together and sort this out.
Okay, let's get your predictions then for the Wednesday games, because Joe, obviously you won't be here, so we might as well get a chance to phone you. Aberdeen, Motherwell?
Joe or me? Aberdeen, I'm going to go Aberdeen to bounce back 2-1.
Yeah, okay. You've got to look him directly in the face, Joe, and speak to him before he nicks in. Dons or Motherwell?
I think Aberdeen, 2-0.
Yeah, Aberdeen need to get the result.
Yeah, Hibs against Kilmarnock. This is a tough one, Ruffy.
No, for me, Hibs to win this one 3-0.
3-0?
Yep.
Okay, there you are.
Kilmarnock, 1-0.
I'm going this one a draw.
Yeah, okay. Livingston against Hamilton. Accies, Ruffy.
Livingston for me, 2-1.
Accies.
Livingston,
okay. Now, Ibrox, Rangers, Hearts, few suspensions. Ruffy?
No, I think Rangers will bounce back in their home territory. I'll go Rangers to win 2-0.
I think it'll be a draw.
Okay, I had a sneaky feeling you were going to say that, Joe. Barry?
Well, you obviously know what I'm going to say. They need to bounce back. Listen, it's a chance for other players to come in and take their opportunity, so Rangers need to win.
Yeah. Okay, St Johnstone against Dundee.
I think St Johnstone will win.
Joe?
St Johnstone.
I'm going to go a draw.
A draw. Oh, St Mirren against Celtic, Ruffy.
Just Celtic.
Just Celtic.
Yeah, by 3 or 4.
Okay. Joe.
Celtic.
Celtic, too much quality.
Okay, a small matter of one quick thing to finish, which is quite simply that Liverpool and Manchester City down south are going, it's a ding-dong battle. One hits the front, the other one then goes back in front. Who's your money on, Ruffy, now?
Man City. Well, I think
Sticking
Man
with
City,
them?
yep. I think they've got everything you need to get it over the line.
I think over the years, Peter, I think I've been on this show and I've always said that Liverpool are going to come back. I think this is their year.
Liverpool to win it, Joe. I hope you're right.
Yeah, I think it's their best chance. I don't think they were great yesterday.
Yeah.
But that's the sort of luck and result that you need at this stage in the season. So I think Liverpool might do it.
Okay then, fingers crossed they do indeed do it. Well, the programme's almost over. Once the camera goes off, a couple of these guys will be throwing left and right hooks after yesterday's game. The one who definitely won't be is Ruffy. He's a big softie. He'll be leaving because he doesn't get involved in fights. From Barry, Joe, Ruffy and myself, thanks for watching.
Expect the best used car deals guaranteed. Visit arnoldclark.com.